Hi, Memsaabs. I wanted to circle back with you all on the 5 components of being a leader. We talked about it in some of the previous videos, and I'm taking some notes from Daniel Goleman. He's one of the experts on leadership and organizations, and he identified 5 components, which I mentioned in a previous video. So today we're going to talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness is a term that I think is thrown around quite a bit, and I think it's important to establish what self-awareness really is. So self-awareness is knowing your own emotions, your strengths, your weaknesses, what drives you, your goals, but not just knowing them, but also knowing how it impacts other people. And some of the things that the identifiers of having self-awareness are when you're self-confident, when you have a realistic assessment of your own abilities and your weaknesses as well, when you have a thirst for constructive criticism. And one other element of self-awareness is a self-deprecating sense of humor. And I have mixed feelings on that last one, but I'd like to explain it a little bit more further. But why don't we talk about an example of what self-awareness would mean? So if you are a manager and you have a few people reporting to you, or let's say you're just at home and you have your family around you, and you know that if you have tight deadlines, you tend to have the worst of yourself come out. So you get angry, you get frustrated because you have deadlines coming up and you're getting nervous about it. So in order to not do that to the people around you, you might start planning ahead so that you don't miss your deadlines or you don't miss your appointments. That is self-awareness. So instead of continuously getting upset at people around me because I can't meet my deadlines, I would plan on planning ahead, or I would try to plan ahead so that I don't treat people like that around me. I know a lot of our work is very dependent upon getting things done at a certain time, getting tasks done by a certain time. And that is, it's never going to go away, really. You're always going to have some deadline you're going to try to work towards. The key about self-awareness is to ensure that you are being mindful of how you manage your work, how you manage your time, and how you come across to the people that you're managing, that you're leading. In terms of self-confidence and a self-deprecating sense of humor, I think some of these are tied together. The best example I can think of for that is, I've done this plenty of times where I've been presenting in front of pretty high-level executives, and I've made a mistake. I've said something incorrectly where I rehearsed it properly a certain way, but then in the heat of the moment or the pressure of the situation, or maybe just in the adrenaline rush, I might have said something wrong. And that could be something as simple as, instead of saying 4 billion, I might say 4 million, which is a very big difference, especially when you're talking to somebody that's at a company where their budgets are definitely, in the billions, and you kind of miss the correct term. Mistakes are not the end of your career. I'm just going to say that. And especially when you make a slip of the tongue mistake like that, you can always quickly correct yourself and just say, hey, life would be much different if your budget was only $3 million. So I think it's all about how you handle those situations. And that's where your self-awareness really comes out. Like if somebody does correct you and say, hey, you might have mentioned that, you might have mentioned the wrong thing there. You just kind of take it in stride and go, oh, thank you so much for correcting me. I really meant to say this or that. And I think the reason why I'm a little bit torn about this is because self-deprecating sense of humor works for some better than others. And in certain cases, women professionals tend to shoot themselves in the foot by using self-deprecating sense of humor to mask their nervousness. And I think that's something I have done many times. I have this nervous laughter that every time I'm in a room, I end a sentence with giggles. And I've had to teach myself to stop doing that. I've had people tell me not to do that because not everything you say is funny, and not everything you say is trying to be self-deprecating. There are a lot of things you say that are not meant to be self-deprecating. They are actual things that you are very intelligent about and that you can speak to and that people need to take seriously. So for Memsaabs, for female professionals, I will say use self-deprecating humor or self-deprecating statements very, very wisely, because it does end up becoming a crutch for a lot of people who might not feel confident in every situation. So that's what I wanted to cover in today's video about self-awareness. I hope you enjoy. If you do, go ahead and share it with others, like it, and let me know what you think, and if you'd like to hear about some more topics. Next up is self-regulation as one of the 5 leadership components. Talk to you soon. Bye.